10 months ago, I started one of my best video projects trying to get a Lancaster on a new account, and after hours of grinding with blood, sweat, and tears, we were victorious. But I feel like that was just a small chapter of our beloved John, and that's why today we're aiming for one of the most prized possessions in all of the Wild West, the Spitfire. The Spitfire revolving sniper was added in the auction house update in 2021, and was immediately crowned as the most expensive gun in the Wild West. How much did it cost? Well, Spitfire 73 was sold for a measly $351,000. Yep, it was that cheap. That same weapon now, almost 5 years later, costs around $8 million. To put this into perspective, the Lancaster that took me 30 hours to grind for is 47 times less than the price of the Spitfire. Yeah, but I have some tricks up my sleeve that I'll show you later. If you remember my videos, you'll notice that I never traded any items. All we really did was just mine over and over again, but this time, I'm going to be stepping into the world of trading. Let's log into our account and work our way to the Spitfire. I spawned in and immediately noticed a blood moon, so I went all around the map trying to find the Wendigo, but I couldn't find them at all. I then went to Bronze City and headed my way to the water cavern, to which a legendary bison spawned right in front of me. Oh! I killed it swiftly, and unluckily for me, someone showed up. Fuck. I decided to give him just one pelt so he doesn't feel left out, but this scoundrel wanted more. So I put him down, teabagged him a little, and sold my loot. A few minutes in, and we've already made 4,000 bucks. I headed back to the water cavern to start mining, and in the meantime, I posted trade ads trying to buy the membership token. The membership token allows you to gain 50% more XP, which is a massive increase in the long run. But I don't really know how to trade, so I called up the best trader in the Wild West, the Masked Marauder, to give me some tips. Yo!
Just give me the damn questions already.
Alright. We all know how rich you are, but how did he actually get there? Was it smart trading or pure grind?
I started in 2020 grinding Thunderstruck logs and had about $150,000 before the auction update. I was able to buy Lancaster 57, which I still possess. I then grinded for the Spitfire, buying one for $550,000. Since then, all I really did was trading and some grinding here and there. I killed grinders as a method and made about $3 million. I've essentially made most of my wealth from investing items long term.
Let's say you're on a completely new account. No guns, items, nothing. What would be your course of action to obtain the Spitfire as fast as possible?
Start with mining since it's the easiest. The first thing you need is a Mustang. After obtaining the Mustang, I'd grind for a trade ticket depending if there's an event. Events are the best times to make money due to the high demand in them. Use skill tree guns since they're very good and also free. Once you reach around $500,000, I would then recommend flipping auction weapons. The main thing to know when trading is knowing the value of an item. Don't fully rely on value sheets and make your own decisions. Always let your greed take over for maximum profit. I usually lowball my first offer to anchor the price and always keep the counteroffer closer to my half. Also, try to make your way slowly up the wealth ladder with small goals, whether it's $1 million, a Patterson, etc. Grinding for a Spitfire takes a very, very long time.
Alright, that's all the questions. Do you have anything to add?
Subscribe to the Masked Marauder YouTube channel. And like all my videos, I make way better videos than
Alright. So now we know what to do. Anyways, after the cavern, I noticed these weekly quests. I remembered Marauder's words, so I decided to grind them for the skill tree weapons. I became a sheriff and put down some criminals. Boom. Oh! Don't die, please. Oh, he died. Oh. I then went to the auction house to try to get the trade ticket since I needed them to buy the membership token. And in the meantime, I hogtied this fella, threw him off the mountain, and continued as usual. I kept getting outbid, so I gave up and went to the forest cavern to mine a bit more. After getting a diamond, ruby, and some other ores, I encountered my arch nemesis. Oh, we meet again, huh? Oh man, how long has it been, Jerry? I took care of him as usual and continued mining. I sold my loot, then bought a trade ticket for 10,000 bucks. A little overpriced, but I really needed it. I then noticed there was a clue scroll in my bank, so I decided to solve it and got the golden sombrero. Cool. I was already bored, so I became a sheriff and arrested even more people to complete my quest. Come here, boy! You criminal! Wait, are you a criminal too? Why are you running away from me? Come here. Oh yeah, I knew it. He's mine! He's mine! Yeah! Criminal! Move! Move! There you are. After all that, I went back to the water cavern, and this time I brought my baton because it might just be the most OP melee weapon ever. And while I mine, I want to hit 10,000 subscribers, so I gotta pull a dream. Did you know more than 95% of my audience isn't subscribed? If you aren't subscribed, consider punching that stupid button so I can hit 10,000 subscribers. It helped out a ton. I did the water cavern twice, dug up some legendary pelts, hunted a lot of criminals, and finally got a deal on a VIP token for 22k. I waited in Howling Peak, but upon giving my name for them to join, they back out and call me an auto miner. Okay, man. Anyways, I solved the riddle in Bronze City, got a damaged gun part, and did even more sheriff work. There we go. I'm so sorry. I can't arrest this player. And then encountered these two fellows in the mines. I could tell it was an older player teaching a new player how to play, and I saw the noob's gem on the ground and decided to steal it for myself. And oddly enough, his friend killed me for it, so I decided to get my money back. I tried robbing the noob too, but he was a strong fighter. I let him go and went back to mining, but this time I noticed Jerry a little closer than I find comfortable, so I kept my distance. Oh my god! I took care of him, sold my loot, and did even more sheriff work. I noticed these two people terrorizing Bronze City with a massive bounty, so I went on a hunt for them. But it was kind of short-lived because this guy with a $1,000 bounty fell off a building, so I took the chance and got the highest bounty I've ever gotten so far. Oh my god! I was then finally able to buy a membership token for 25,000 bucks. And this time I made sure I did not give my username so they didn't suspect I was an auto miner. And I made sure to do the trading on a different account so it's not too unfair. I got ready for the trade and I forgot to verify my account. I uploaded all my biometric data to David Bazooki's servers and finally got a membership token. Now we're able to gain levels way easier. My inner mining spirit came to light after obtaining membership and I continuously mined for a whole hour. I gained some money, then went to Bronze City. I noticed these guys robbing the bank, so I did the cardinal sin of stopping their robbery and taking their loot. I sold my 2 diamonds, then went back for that other person, killed him, and took those diamonds too. I think it's here that I should tell you that I am done being the nice guy. I will not stop in my tracks if it means I will miss out on money. I am willing to do anything if it means I'm even $1 closer to the Spitfire. Anyways, I got killed by these guys and they gave me an applause. So I turned down my graphics for optimum FPS and showed them what I'm truly capable of, and I missed all my shots. But I did eventually kill him. Soon enough, his goons came after me and I noticed this guy was using a Spitfire at a close range, so I assumed it was his first day of having it. I had the entirety of Bronze City after me, so I went on top of the mayor's house, killed a few more people, and simply reset. And during all those hours of grinding, I was posting trade ads in the Wild West Discord server and bought 2 scorched pelts for 12,000 bucks. I then bought 2 martini barrels and 4 damaged parts for $2,500 each. And after waiting for a while, I was able to sell 4 martini parts for 6,000 bucks each. That trade puts us at a profit of $9,000 plus 2 barrels excluding the scorched pelts. And at the same time, I also bought 4 albino pelts for $1,750 each. And also 1 more scorched pelt alongside 3 vials for 7,800 bucks. Now you might be asking, why the hell are you buying these pelts for so much? They don't even have a use. Well, I'd love to tell you my game plan, but I can't really spill all my secrets if I want to reach that Spitfire. As for the vials, they're a pretty safe investment for when supply dwindles. Anyways, I went to the mine as usual and finally got level 40, which gives us a way stronger pickaxe and allows us to mine quartz. After selling my loot, I went to mine quartz, but I immediately noticed that it was kind of poop. I sold it, then went to my usual mining routine. I decided to buy the mule shotgun since it's really good for killing Jerry. Gone are the days he torments. I then went to the bank and used a super neat trick that allows me to rob it even during daytime. If you want to know what it is, watch this video. I got the vault, grabbed everything I could, then I sold the diamonds at the gun store and went back to the vault for even more gold. I got around 8,000 bucks in total. I then dug up an old boot and went back to the bank again. I noticed this fella there too and sensed he wanted to rob it too. We teamed up and noticed this fella trying to join in. My teammate took care of him down at the vault and we shared all the loot. I then went back to the bank to rob it again, but as I was lockpicking these caches, I got jump scared by this guy and died. Fun fact, this guy ended up being an exploiter as I later found out. I lassoed him 3 times, but he skipped all of those almost instantly, and not to mention his crazy jumping aim. I did another cave and sold my loot to this kind clerk who was totally not robbing the register. I got some more money, and during my water cavern mine, I noticed this person, but it seemed like he was a new player. I finished up my mining, sold my loot, then noticed him coming back from the mine. I decided to give him some adrenaline by pretending that I was gonna kill him and steal his loot. And I was trying my absolute best to try and miss and die. This interaction would have probably lasted another 2 minutes if the NPCs didn't help him. I then went to the bank once again and met my partner in crime. We teamed up and got to work. I took and split the loot with everyone and sold it. I then went to the bank again after a while, and while I was robbing it, I saw my previous partner in crime. I was fine with sharing the loot if it meant I would live, but he let me have all the loot first before he indulged. What a great guy. I was pretty bored by now, so I found this person, hogtied them, and proceeded to drag them through Bronze City. She escaped pretty soon, but I got them back within no time. I continued slamming my victim into buildings and she escaped again. I tried lassoing her back, but I accidentally rammed my horse into my poor partner in crime. I felt a little sleepy by now, so I gave myself in and went to bed. My victim then came to my cell and started making noise, so I made sure she did not leave Bronze City tonight. I hogtied her, then damaged my victim so they wouldn't escape, but I accidentally killed her. I found her again soon enough and hogtied my victim. I was having a blast dragging my victim into buildings, but I got in a fatal accident and died. But it wasn't over for her yet, because someone else came in, lassoed her, and continued my legacy into the sunset. And after that heartfelt interaction, I went mining for a bit and made some money. I then noticed my weekly quest ends in an hour, so I quickly got to work on stealing some gold. I kept getting killed, so I joined a tiny server and still saw 4 people, so I knew the bank wouldn't work. I went to the steamboat, got 10 gold bars, got jump scared along the way, Jesus, and sold it. But we still needed 9 more, so I robbed it again in another server and completed the quest. I then watched the guy trip on his donkey and went to mining. On my first ore, I got an emerald, so I knew it was going to be a good harvest. I later got a diamond, sapphire, and at my very last ore, this happened. Oh my god! Wow. I sold it all and got possibly the biggest mining payout I've ever gotten. Oh my god. I then went to the reservation, to which I saw this fella mining. He had a bad pickaxe, so he couldn't mine the ore that I needed, so I continued. That's until he came to me and started shooting me, but he was friendly, so he was doing no damage. I got on my horse and that's when he switched and tried to kill me. I put him down, teabagged him, and took his gems. I realized then that he could mine iron this whole time, which meant I was mining what he needed, but at this point I didn't care since he tried killing me. I hid behind the zinc deposit so he could leave, and then this happened. Oh my god. Dude. He's right there. Holy shit. I went to sell my loot, then came back to the cave. I saw him again and decided to ambush him for even trying to kill me. I took his loot, sold it, and went back to the cave again. And that's when I saw him for the 3rd time, so I killed him once again and took his gems. Don't even try to mess with the Wild West noobs. I then went to the water cavern to mine in peace, but I saw it was already mined. I heard gunshots and then criminal on my map. That meant someone had just killed a grinder because there were 2 horses at the entrance. I tracked down the criminal and he was on his way to Bronze City. He was way ahead of me, so I respawned to Bronze City and tried to stop him. He tried acting nonchalant, but I knew what kind of man he was and put him down. I then took the loot and sold it for myself. Now I had no idea if he was defending himself in the mines or actually killed someone for it, but I think he was the main culprit. I rejoined another server and went to mine in the water cavern, but as I finished mining, I saw this vulture eyeing me, so I got prepared to fight. He started shooting and this happened. No! He had skill tree weapons and I was stuck with garbage, so he took my loot, sold everything, and I was left with nothing. We had our moments of teabagging, but the loot was gone, and all there was to do was to accept my losses, so I left before my cortisol spiked anymore. I then grinded for a bit more, then put all my money into 4 membership tokens for $20,000 each. In the end, this is what our net worth looks like. Subscribe and like the video and comment if you want me to continue the series. I read all the comments. That's it for today. Bye-bye.